Right here, I'm going to talk about my 3D printing project that I did. And what I did is it's a cord holder for different types like iPhone cords and stuff. And I 3D printed it in a whole bunch of hexagonal shapes. And to start out with, we are required to follow a project plan. And my title of my project is Cord Thing. And I'll show you, just kind of what I did and stuff like that. So my first week, I really had no prior knowledge about 3D printing or anything like that. So I just had to look up different tutorials online about the software that I was using, and just kind of practice drawing stuff up. Then my second week, I just printed a little test dummy thing out, to see how that went. And then week three was designing it, and then week 4 was finally printing out my final project. And a big thing was that a couple of my friends, they have done 3D printing before, and that was honestly the biggest help for me because they just kind of showed me all the shortcuts, things like that, because that's easier to learn on a one-to-one basis than some weird tutorial online. And I will show you guys kind of just how to operate on the software. Is called 123Design. Just kind of show you how to do it. So you go down, there's a top bar, get your shape, whatever shape you want. I did hexagons in mine. And you just go down, make it taller, shorter, make it more 3D instead of just a two-dimensional shape, however how you want. Then when you go down, you'll go down to move over here. And you can just move it left, right, up, down, stuff like that, forward, backwards. Pretty simple stuff. That was kind of my week 1, just kind of learning how to play around with the software. And then my week 2 was, this is what the project looked about halfway through. I would add a couple more hexagons later on to the project, but that's kind of what it looks like. Just the gist of it. And this is what it actually looks like when it's printing. This is my test print that I did. It was just 2 of the hexagons that were together. This is my test print. As you can hear, it's really loud too, the printer. But my final project took about 9 to 10 hours to print. So it was a huge print, and it took some time. And this is the actual software on 123Design. This is where you can operate, stuff like that. And a big thing that I learned that was really important to my project was learning how to subtract different types of shapes from shapes, if that makes sense. So I'll make a box here, and this is kind of how I made my hexagons hollow inside out. So you gotta make the radius about, let's say 5. Just set that right on top. What you do is you go down here, click move, then you can go up and down with it, like that. Then click out of it. You gotta click the outside box. Come here, go subtract. Click the inside box. Click out of it. If it will work. See, there you go. That's how you cut it out. It's pretty simple. It took me, I don't know, just play around with it for like a day. Not very hard, but it was definitely a lot of fun. And my final project, here are some few pictures of my final project. I'll show those real quick. Those pictures, pretty cool. Just pretty simple design. Lots of fun to work with. It wasn't too. It was challenging when you're first learning out, but once you get the hang of the software, you can pretty much just fly right through it. And a big thing in this project for me was to learn just how to operate on the software and how to set up a 3D printer and how to operate on the 3D printer. And it was actually pretty cool because I learned a lot which was really cool. And now like in shop, for instance, they have a 3D printer, and if I'm ever in there for some reason and someone has a question on it, I can jump right up and be one of the first people to help them with. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool just to learn how that kind of stuff works. And with my project plan, I know I already talked about it a little bit, but I'll pull it up real quick. Hold on. Yeah, with my project plan, like I said before, I followed it really well. I thought anyway. And the tutorials that I used really, really helped me. They were pretty big. One of the biggest things was just to learn how to add simple shapes, which I know that sounds almost silly, but it you just kind of have to play around with it to figure out. And my project results, I'm really happy with those. I'm really happy how it turned out. It was really cool. I think I can actually use it around my house. Like I can hold all my different iPhone cords and even headphones, like a little Apple ones, just simple things like that. A little handy tool around the house. And, excuse me. And it was just a lot of fun to learn about. Definitely learned a lot in this project.